guys, I got the wall done, the living wall done. I had a lot of questions from people about what I was doing. Living walls are great. Basically, a living wall is just your planting stuff vertically pretty tight together. That's all that is. I'll go through the whole system. Here is where the water comes in from the sump from the fish tank. Tees off and it goes down. And this is just a quick filter I have here. You can see it's getting some sediments, and underneath this I have some little not as fine, and then once a day I just wring that out. So, and I use that's very concentrated fertilized water, so I use that with plants around the yard. So what I'm going to do is tee it off here, bring it down for these are Dutch buckets. If you look at the bottom, this tee here, it's about an inch off the ground. You can see the little gap here. And these clay beads that you see here will be inside the bucket up to about here. Okay? And when I teed off here, it's going to come over. The water's just going to trickle in, just barely any. And then in these buckets here is where I'm going to be planting tomatoes, peppers, and stuff like that. It's called a Dutch bucket. Well, then what happens is when the water fills up and it gets to this line here, it just goes out and goes in the tube. And you can see I got 4 of them. And I have one here. What I'm going to be doing is, I don't have a bucket, and I'm going to be adding one more here, going back and down here, just because that will never need light. Matter of fact, the less light it has, the better. I just have to have room to access it, and I can reach it from this side. So that way I can just get another plant. And I need another scrap plywood here that I'll get whenever I get. So, and there's support under these, obviously, so it doesn't sag. So, but then the water goes to the pump. I got a filter here if I need it. I got the filter screen out. You can see it back there. If I need to add it, I can, but it's just without it. I just put it in line now. And I need to add this valve right here to regulate the pressure for the line. So the water isn't 100% correct on the towers. I'll show you in a minute. It will be as soon as I get that in line, but I need a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch barbed adapter. I need 2 of them. I don't have them. So I got that, but then it comes up and you can see here how the water is going in. Sorry about that, the video cut off there, battery went dead. You can see how the water goes out, and I'll back up so you can see it. They just grow in here and they go into the tube here, and they're about an inch below there just to keep them from waving. So if I ever have these windows open and the wind's blowing, that's a problem I had with the other ones just sitting in a gutter. They would sway a little bit and it became a pain. And up here, these have in the back have a single hole in the back on this here, and I got a screw in there and it's hanging on there. So these are in here pretty solid, as you can see. So you can see I just got them all the way down. And you people that have OCD, yes, these boards that are hanging go up. They're not level because the water has to drain down. So these towers are actually a little higher than those towers. And why I didn't have another one right here, there's a seam between 2 here. I would have to cut it right in the middle of the 2 seams. It would probably be okay, but I'm not going to chance the seam getting a hairline leak later because it didn't have a snug fit. And over time, in theory, it could loosen at the bottom, and I didn't want to chance that. So. And you can see they just go. You can see the water pressure isn't exact just because I said I didn't have the valve. And like I said at the end here, you can see how I just melted it up to keep it. And if you look down there, you can see the water dripping from the towers and then just draining down into the sump. And as you can see, it just drains down here. The Dutch buckets go in. And you can see the sump where it drains in right there to the sump. So, and if I want to, I could always put 1 or 2 here if I need to, but that's just kind of tight. So that's the living wall done. Now I just got some seedlings going. and I plant stuff in here. If you look at my other videos, you can see how the living walls, you can see the plants will just grow up this way. So that's it. That's the living wall. I'll back up here a little ways so you can see it. Other than adding that one valve, it's done. So there it is right there. And there's that old fish tank that had the hairline leak that I can repair, but just not use it as a fish tank. And I can use it for other stuff too. I'm thinking of making a compost bin or a big worm casting bin out of that. But that's the living wall complete. Hope everybody has a great day.